Hello and welcome to another EF2000 version 2 Let's Play video, and we're going to start a campaign. So let's go into the simulator and we'll select 4 as the difficulty, and here's the map of the area, and you can see the red airports are the Soviet airports and the green ones are the NATO ones, and the blue ones are the neutral forces. So we're going to have a play of the map and see what missions there are. You can change the map using that button there, and I prefer it like this mostly. You can see which are the countries. You can see where the countries are. We've got Norway, Sweden, Finland, Russia and Latvia and Estonia. And if we go to the mission selection and just click through, we're going to look for something interesting. I don't like combat air patrols. They're not too exciting for us in this show. We're going to choose a bombing mission, and then we can always have a fight with other aircraft on the way and on the way back. So this one is attacking a headquarters building at an airfield. I like to choose a big target so we've got more chance of hitting it, and this is the control building at a dock, I think, and this is another headquarter building which I think we'll do. Let's have a look at the briefing. Our flight will be composed of 2 planes. So let's go do it. We're going to select our loadout. I like to clear it sometimes and start afresh. We'll have 1 fuel tank. It's always worth having 1 fuel tank, an external one that is. There's no way you can do a proper mission without 1 external fuel tank. We'll have 2 Mk-83 bombs. We'll have some AMRAAM missiles and a pair of ASRAAM missiles. They're good for taking out SAM sites, and we'll have some more AMRAAM missiles. And let's go. Okay, it's about 5 in the morning. If we press Shift and S together, we'll jump straight to the runway. We're going to go full power, and off we go. There's one wingman just airborne behind us, and we're airborne.
2 airborne.
Off we go.
Start 2, go.
Now if we go to this full cockpit view, we can see the mini map. I think you need to press Shift and M to get that up. I'm going to press Shift and S
to intercept
to jump ahead in time,
14, Angels 19,
because otherwise this video is going to be an hour long. So we're coming up to waypoint 4 now. We've already refueled mid-air. You don't have to, but if you press Shift and S, it will do it automatically. And we're at about 12,000 feet. Not a lot going on here, so I'm going to press Shift and S again, and we're at the IP waypoint. That's the waypoint just before the target area. Press Shift and S again. We're going to waypoint 9.
Running in.
And we can't skip now because there's some enemy contacts somewhere nearby. We're going to deactivate our radar
off.
And keep a low profile.
Phoenix,
we're going to go into a battle formation, so our wingman is far apart, and if we see anything we'll be more likely to see it first that way. Now we've got about 150 miles to go. If I press Shift and F7 together, you can have a look at the ground targets, and there's a anti-aircraft gun there. Now we're flying across this sea at about 1,000 feet using our autopilot. I'm just jumping into the smart view. There's some Eurofighters with an air-to-air loadout. And I don't think there's anything else. Off we go. Now, as we can't skip, we're going to speed up time by pressing Shift and T together. I can only just hear our engines humming, so it's very quiet. Now I can play about with the autopilot and fly even lower to our target area. We've got plenty of fuel. And that's our engine display and our stores display here. It's about 6:15 in the morning now. And we're really low to the sea. Because if we don't stay quiet and low, they will vector in combat air patrols to our location. So we've got to stay low and very quiet. I can see in the top left hand side of the mini map there's an enemy contact and it's heading this way. Now I can't hear a radar lock on us, so I don't think anyone's seen us just yet. Oh, he's turned the other way, he's disappeared now. We've got 74 miles to go now. I can see the coast on the right there of Norway. Check the map, there's a small landmass and there's some contacts ahead and they're just turning around, so I think it's just patrolling the area. If we keep low we can use that landmass to mask our position. If we take out the combat air patrol, do what we need to do and get the heck out of there as quick as we can. Right, we're about 40 miles away now. Now we're not going to use a laser guided bomb, we're going to use a freefall bomb, which will be launched manually because we won't have a lot of time to laser onto the target. I think we've got some escort fighters with us, so they've already engaged. It's an Su-27. It's a single one, I think. And there's a missile on the way to it. I can see on the radar display. And I can hear a radar lock on us, so they've seen us now. Our radar's on now, so there's no point
Music on.
being quiet or using just passive sensors. I'll put our electronic countermeasures on now, so we can break any radar guided missiles that are launched this way. Now this Su-27's got about 3 missiles on the way to it.
Warning, radar lock.
Let's check it out. And it's launching chaff.
for strike group. Magpie.
We've got an infrared missile on us.
Autopilot disengaged.
I'm going to have to take some evasive
27
action.
degrees, 94, Angel, 4. Mayday, mayday, we are under attack.
It's getting awfully close. If I press F12, we can see the missile going to turn into it. Whew. We've dodged it. Now we need to turn back the other way. That SU-27's been taken out now, and another fighter group is vectored in onto our location.
Hostiles heading for strike.
I'm going to launch a alarm missile
Hostiles
so it can just sit in the sky
9, Angel,
and
6.
take out any ground threats. So we got a clear run at the headquarter building. Let's check out this plane. It's an SU-35, or it could be an SU-33. Drawn the same in the simulation. Let's see if it's taken out by our escort planes.
Hostiles heading for strike group Magpie. Hostiles 20 degrees, 80, Angel, 6.
We follow it.
Mayday, mayday, we are under attack.
Yeah, it's been destroyed. Now you can tell it's an SU-33 or an SU-35 in this simulation because it's got two canards. That's two smaller wings at the front of the plane, which enable it to move at high angles of attack at lower
Hostiles
speeds.
18 degrees, 67, Angel, 7.
Now we're turning into this dock.
Hostiles heading
You can
for
see that
strike.
little bay there.
Razor.
Our alarm missile hasn't been alerted by ground contact yet. I can just see it just sitting there. Right, I'm going to select our MK83 bombs and line her up. Our target's down there, it's marked by that cross. I'm going to slow down a bit, but not too much.
Hostiles 10 degrees, 61,
Go.
Angel, 6.
I can see in the mini-map there's two more fighter groups
Hostiles heading for
vectored
strike.
onto us, so I have to be quick.
2 weapons gone.
I can see the building there, and bombs away.
Pull up, pull up.
Follow the bomb, and boom! Excellent. That's been taken out.
Autopilot engaged.
Right, we need to head over to waypoint 10 and head on home.
Hostiles heading for strike. Magpie. Hostiles 79 degrees, 2.
Now I can see our escort fighters are heading towards the enemy planes on the mini-map there. If we jump to our wingman, I think he's got his own targets to bomb.
Autopilot engaged.
But we're going to head over here as quick as we can.
Hostiles heading for strike. Magpie.
And our wingman's dropping his bombs there.
Hostiles 78 degrees, 251, Angel, 4. 2 weapons gone.
If we check behind our wingman,
2
that's the
bandits.
building he's been allocated. Now I'm not going to gauge those fighters, I'm just going to leave it to the escort group there, because we don't know if we're going to encounter more fighters on the way home. If we jump into the smart view, this is one of the planes that have been vectored in onto us.
Hostiles heading for strike group Magpie. Hostiles 78 degrees 254 Angel 3.
And I think it's an Su-35 or 33.
2 Spike. 2 Buddy Spike.
Now we don't need to fly as low now, because they already know we're here. But we could save some fuel and fly a bit faster at a little higher altitude. Now we might as well
2 Spike.
skip a waypoint and go to the next one and cut the corner.
2 Bandit.
Now we're heading out of enemy territory now and heading into neutral territory.
2 Buddy Spike.
We jump to one of the enemy planes. It's been hit. It's been hit by one of our escort planes.
244 Angel 3.
Now you can see the blue crosses on the mini-map there. That indicates ground neutral contacts. Now we've managed to get far enough away from the enemy plane, so if we press Shift and S we can skip
Hostiles 26
to save a bit of time. And we've come to our landing waypoint now. We'll just have a quick look at the fuel. And we're okay.
Autopilot disengaged.
Now let's land this plane. Now there's an enemy plane here, but it's deep in our territory.
Buddy Spike.
It looks like an Su-27 on its own. And I don't think it's going to last much longer. It's got combat air patrols bearing down onto it. And it's going up into the cloud level. It's quite dark. Can't see anything. I think we can safely say it'll be taken out, so let's turn around and see where the airfield is.
Spike.
It's about 11 miles away, so we should see it. There it is. I'm going to ask permission to land.
Phoenix, full recovery.
Press I on the keyboard, we get the
runway 13
landing boxes up,
2 Buddy Spike.
and that will help us land.
Initials.
And this one's got 2 runways.
Initials.
Let's choose the nearest one. We've dropped our throttle back and we'll use our brake to get down below 300 knots. And we'll put our undercarriage down.
Undercarriage
Now this one's got
Finals, gear
a
down.
long runway and a short runway, and we've chosen the short runway, so not a lot of margin for error. Let's bring her about.
2 on the brake.
We'll use the afterburners to just keep our speed up a little bit. We've still got one MK-83 bomb, so we don't want to land too slow. There we go. And we'll use the air brake as well. If that's Shift and B to slow ourselves down. And once we're about 25 knots, we're going to turn off straight away and park up. And turn our engines off. And there's our wingman there. He's come home safely as well. Brilliant. That's a successful mission for us. And we'll end the mission there. Now let's check out the stats. You can see the losses there by the aircraft and the types of aircraft. And the neutral forces have lost a lot of ground pieces. And now if we go to the next screen, we can see how we've flown this. And we got an overall rating of 0, even though we destroyed 100% of the target. I don't know, sometimes that happens. So that's affected our campaign rating, and that stands at 37%. Now we need to be over 50% all the time or we'll start to lose the war. So we've got to do well in the next mission. Okay, hope you enjoyed that one. Until next time, bye bye.